everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is a bit of a different video. This is going to be more of like a reading vlog throughout the week with a specific TBR in mind. So let's start with a little story. This summer I saw Top Gun Maverick and fell in love and decided to make it my entire personality. I'm joking. There's more to me than just being a Top Gun fan, but I was like, I wonder if there are books out there that are good for Top Gun fans. So I scoured the internet and I found a couple of lists that had books recommendations on there. So I picked 4 that seemed the most interesting to me, and now we're gonna go over those. So the first one I have is One Unforgettable Kiss by A.C. Arthur. This currently has a 4.29 on Goodreads, so pretty good, I guess, for a romance book. I don't really read romance books, so this entire TBR is going to be very interesting. This one is actually, I got this from a third-party seller, and I guess it's a place that sells like secondhand library books, because this one came from the Ferguson Library South End. That's actually in Sanford, Connecticut. So that's where it came from. So now we're going to read the synopsis, okay? A bid on passion. All Navy pilot Garrick Taylor ever wanted was to fly from his family's notorious past. But now, with his wings temporarily clipped, the famous sextuplet is back in his Virginia hometown to live down a scandal and unload his family's historical antebellum mansion. His plan is sidetracked when he becomes the winning bidder at an auction for a date with Temptation's most reluctant and gorgeous bachelorette. The only child of a retired Army colonel, Harper Presley is haunted by the secret that forced her return to the comfort of her southern town. The unconventional house restorer is mortified to be paired off with an infamous Taylor until desire blindsides them. As a slow burn of passion heats to a combustible connection, Garrick confronts a mistake that could end his military career. Can Harper help them rebuild both their lives and build an everlasting future? The Taylors of Temptation. So I'm guessing this is probably like in a series, kind of like Bridgerton is about the Bridgerton siblings. I guess this is about the Taylor siblings, and it just happens to be about Garrick. So yeah, we'll see about that one. This one is very much up my alley because I like cowboys. So we have Cowboy Seal Redemption by Nicole Helm. This is another that is a series of Cowboy Seals. I think it's Cowboy Seal Homecoming, Cowboy Seal Redemption, and there's a third one in the series. This is the second one. And it says 3 former Navy SEALs injured in the line of duty, desperate for a new beginning, searching for a place to call their own. Jack Armstrong has been slowly piecing his life back together after career-ending injury bounced him from the SEALs. The only trouble is his family's on their way to his new haven in Montana, and Jack refuses to let them know he's hurting. He's still hurting. Desperate, he makes a deal with local bad girl Rose. In exchange for some extra security, she'll pay the loving girlfriend. So obviously, we're going to have a fake dating trope in this. Rose Rogers doesn't trust any man, much less some tough as nails former SEAL. But the more they settle into their ruse, the more things start to feel real, and the more Rose's true fear surfaces, that she'll never be good enough for love. But Jack isn't about to lose Rose. He's done running when things get tough, and he's determined to prove once and for all that even the most troubled hearts can find their way to redemption. So, sounds interesting. Obviously, we have a fake dating trope. I forgot to mention prior to me starting reading these, they're not all about Navy aviators because I couldn't find that many. There's a lot that were like Army and just like general Navy. So not all of these are naval aviators. This one's a Navy SEAL. This one just says, oh, this one is a Navy pilot. So this one is a naval aviator. This one is Air Force. And I think this one's Air Force too. So I tried to find things about pilots or the Navy. There wasn't a lot with naval aviators. Oh, Navy SEAL or Cowboy SEAL Redemption has a 4.16 on Goodreads. So again, not a bad rating. Then we have Flyboy, a fighter pilot romance by Sophia Summer. This is part of the Top Flight series. So I believe there's 4. And they each have their own book. So it's one of those like standalones where you don't really have to read the other ones, but it kind of helps to know who the characters are. This one has a 4.39 on Goodreads. It says, a cowboy pilot willing to do what it takes to win her heart meets a woman who might take a lot of convincing. Colton Bushman is the fastest pilot to have ever flown with the Air Force. He flies with precision, but views rules more as guidelines than hard, fast must-dos. So we've got kind of a bad boy like Maverick type in this. Ivy Hatfield has spent years obeying every rule that ever was, even making up extra for good measure, so that she can overcome her brother's reckless reputation and the mark on her record from a past mishap with her co-pilot. Ooh, so do we have like a little forbidden romance going on in here too? Interesting. When Ivy writes a letter of complaint to the Top Flight Board, Colton chooses who he assumes must be a fiery, rigid, rule-following matron to be on his team. But he soon learns that she is as daring as he ever was. And she learns that his swift action and advanced flying is more calculated than reckless. Will the two who start out as opposites find a way to true and actual love? And then it also says, read the 3rd standalone novel in our Top Flight Fighter Pilot romance series for a strong dose of Top Gun meets Cowboy Gentleman. So they know what they're doing. When you travel to a different country every 6 months, there's little time for relationships. Every pilot joins Top Flight, oh my God, I cannot speak, for different reasons, but no one expects to fall in love. So we do have a little bit of Maverick meets Top Gun meets like bad boy, cowboy type. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes as well. And then we have one this one is more of like a sweet, like fluff, clean romance, and that's Top Gun Dad by Anne Defee. And this one has a 3.74, so it has the lowest rating out of all of them. But that could be just because there's like 6 reviews and not very many ratings. So I don't think it's a very popular book, or not a lot of people have heard of it. So that could contribute to why its rating is so much lower than the others. And it says Lieutenant Colonel Chad Cassavetes, I don't know, that's a really complicated last name, has just been promoted to the rank of single dad. With his 2 daughters and their horses in tow, the veteran fighter pilot is on his way to a new flying career on the dusty plains of Oklahoma. When his truck breaks down on a desolated road, Chad doesn't expect to be rescued by an angel in a pickup truck. With her riot of red curls and her feet solidly planted on the oaky soil, Kelby Montgomery isn't your ordinary savior. She's a single mom and an Air Force widow. She also owns the barn where I'm going to have so much trouble with this last name, Cassavetes kids will be riding. That's all well and good until the 2 teenage daughters decide they hate each other and get into a hair-pulling scrap. Deep sigh, the joys of single parenthood. Chad Cassavetes is quite the temptation, but can Kelby risk falling for another military guy? And can they really make it as a blended family? It's a risky business until the 2 girls join forces, and then it's off into that wild blue yonder. So it sounds like we got a little matchmaking a la Parent Trap happening in this book. So we'll see how that goes. So those were the books, and I guess we'll just get in onto the reading vlog. Good morning, everyone. It is currently about 7:30 on a Monday morning. We're giving rooster vibes today. So I have to go to work, and I'm not going to be able to read. So I guess I will see you when I get home. Hey everyone, I just got home from work. It's like about 5 o'clock. Mom's making dinner upstairs. I don't know which book I'm going to start with tonight. I either want to start with Top Gun Dad because it looks like it's nice and fluffy, or Flyboy. So I think I'm going to read a chapter of each and then decide which one I'm going to read tonight. So I've read the first chapter of Flyboy, and it seems like the main character Colton, although otherwise known as Flyboy, that's his call sign, is more of a Maverick and Hangman type. Like, he's this hotshot pilot, and like apparently they study his flying at like and his maneuvers at Top Gun, and he's like really cocky. And it also seems like we're gonna have a little bit of enemies to lovers in this book, because the main love interest, Ivy Hatfield, I believe is her last name, doesn't seem to like Colton all that much. We haven't met her on page yet, so we'll see where this goes. Now I'm gonna read the first chapter of Top Gun Dad and let you know which one I'm gonna continue with. So I just finished the first chapter of Top Gun Dad, and I think I'm going to continue in this one. I'm kind of interested in this one, but the writing's really not that great. I mean, you can, no offense to like people who self-publish, some people who self-publish are really good at writing, but this one just seems like something I would read probably on like Tumblr or Wattpad. I'm not sure if that's how it started, but yeah, I think I'm going to continue in Top Gun Dad. So I've gotten about 63 pages into Top Gun Dad, and I like it for the most part. But there's just some phrases that don't really sound right. I don't know if that's just because this is set in Oklahoma, and I'm personally from Arkansas and southwestern Missouri, that area of the U.S., and I don't know if it's because it's an Oklahoma saying, or if, I don't know. It's just some phrases don't sound right to me. There's also a few grammar and punctuation things that seem to have slipped through editing, so I'm starting to think that maybe this one is also self-published. And on my point with Flyboy, what I meant by on Tumblr or Wattpad is I didn't mean that it was like bad per se, because I've read some really good fan fictions on Wattpad and Tumblr, and some people are really, really good at writing. And what I meant by the writing in Flyboy is something that I would write. I don't write a lot of description. I don't write like flowery language. I don't use a lot of, I rely more on dialogue and stuff like that in my writing personally. And so it seems like something I would personally write. And when I read, I don't want to read someone who writes like me. I want to read something different. So that's the kind of the point that I meant. So it's about 10 o'clock, so it's time for bedtime. And we will pick up this reading vlog tomorrow when I get home from work. Hello everyone. So despite, same outfit that I was wearing yesterday, it's actually Tuesday. It's like 8 o'clock and I'm exhausted from work, so I don't think I'm going to do any reading tonight. I think I'm just going to take a bath and just relax, and I guess I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello everyone, this is kind of a late update. It's like 7:30, almost 8 on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, but I've been reading this for about maybe an hour and a half or so, and I think I finally pinpointed exactly which aviator I would assign this character to, and it would definitely be Tom Iceman Kazansky, who, spoiler alert, ends up being Admiral Kazansky in Top Gun Maverick. Because he seems like he's just like such a really good guy, and like really follows the rules and everything, and follows protocols, and he's definitely how I would imagine Iceman if Iceman was a girl dad. So there's also that. So I'm going to continue reading this, and I will update you before I go to bed as to whether or not I finished it or if I'm almost done. I look like I'm almost 50% done. So yeah, about halfway through, and I will update you before bed. Well, I did it. I finished Top Gun Dad by Anne DeFee, and I think I'm going to give it 3 stars. I did like the love story between Chad, which is the Top Gun dad, and Kelby Montgomery, which was his love interest. Chad has 2 daughters, and has this ex-wife who's like totally crazy and everything. And then Kelby has her own daughter, and she's a widow. So, like, I liked their interactions and their relationship. It's a very light and fluffy romance. So if that's what you're looking for with, you know, a hotshot pilot as the center of the story, then I would definitely recommend this book to you. But unfortunately, I can only give it 3 stars because it didn't do anything outstanding. I didn't absolutely love it. So yeah, 3 stars for Top Gun Dad. I think I'm going to continue reading Flyboy, maybe read a couple pages or like a couple chapters tonight, and then it's just gonna go to bed. So yeah, I will probably just see you guys tomorrow. Hi, Megan. I know that I said that I was just gonna read like a couple chapters of Flyboy and like check in with you tomorrow, but I read chapter 2, and oh my god, I'm already in love with Colton and Ivy's relationship. It is full on like enemies to lovers force proximity. They're put on this team and they gotta do a job and they have to, you know, get along and work as a team. And I'm like, oh my god, I am so looking forward to this dynamic. You have no idea. So I have a feeling that this one might be a 4 or a 5. I'm kind of hoping because I'm not sure how the other 2 are gonna go, but I already love this book. So yeah, I'm not gonna read any more tonight because I'm like, I got a taste. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and then eat lunch, and then maybe, you know, dive a little bit more into Flyboy. So yeah, I will definitely see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it is about 7 o'clock on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. I haven't read anything today, and it's mainly just because, you know, Thanksgiving dinner and, you know, makes you sleepy. So I've really been just like napping, and then I had to take a shower and wash my hair. So I haven't read anything today, but I'm gonna sit down, maybe read a couple chapters of Flyboy, maybe try to get as far as I can in it, but I make no promises because I'm still kind of tired, still recovering from everything. So yeah, I will check in with you guys later. So I'm just getting ready to go to bed, and I just wanted to update you on how far I got into Flyboy. I'm about 55% done, so halfway through. I like it so far. I'm loving Ivy and Colton's relationship. It's like they have their differences, and Ivy's just now learning, you know, to let things go, have fun, and like loosen up and stuff like that. There was one thing that I didn't really care for, and it was this book was published in 2020. Like, I can't find exact publishing date for it, but they do mention, like, it's set in Brazil, and one of the pilots makes a joke that it's like, oh my god, there are bats here, like, isn't that how the pandemic started? And I was like, oh. I'm one of those people who I don't like reality in my books. If I wanted to read a book about COVID, I'd go read a book about COVID. I like escapism, and I realized that this is set in our universe, but I'm like, it kind of bothers me when they bring COVID into things that aren't specifically about COVID or about the pandemic, because like we've been dealing with this for like going on 3 years, almost 3 years now, and I think everyone's pretty much tired of hearing things about COVID and stuff like that. So that was the only thing that bothered me, but thank God it was just like one throwaway line and they haven't said anything else about it, because or else I think I would maybe DNF the book if they just kept going on and on and on and on and on about it. And I know that there are romances like set during COVID, like that's their brand of the book, is it's a book about COVID set during COVID and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I don't like COVID in my books. I don't like it in my media because we have to hear about it every day on the news anyway. And I like to read to escape. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Flyboy at this point. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow so I can move on to, I think I'm gonna read Cowboy Seal Redemption next. It's the thickest book. I mean, it's a mass market paperback, so it's a lot thicker than the other books that I have, but yeah, I think I'm gonna read that one next and then leave One Unforgettable Kiss for the end. So I think I'm going to carry this reading vlog into next Monday so I can have like a full 7 days of reading instead of just through Sunday. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's Saturday now. You might notice that Friday is missing in this vlog, and that's because I didn't read anything last night. I was really tired just from everything from work that week and family dinner and everything like that. So I didn't read anything. Mama is upstairs making lunch, and I'm gonna go grab Flyboy. I've only got 70 or so pages left in that, so I'm probably gonna finish it. It's a pretty quick read. And then I'm going to move on to Cowboy Seal Redemption by Nicole Helm. I'm hoping that I can bust most of this out today and then read One Unforgettable Kiss tomorrow and Monday, and then hopefully finish up this reading vlog, but we shall see. So those are my plans for today. I might check in later, I might not, just depends on it. Just depends on if I have anything to talk about. So yeah, I will see you guys later. So I just finished Flyboy, and I think I'm just gonna give it a 3. Again, it wasn't completely outstanding. I mean, I do love Colton and Ivy's relationship. Colton is most definitely a Maverick type, and spoilers for Top Gun Maverick. Ivy reminds me a lot of Penny Benjamin from Top Gun Maverick, because she likes to sail and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 3. And now I'm going to head into Cowboy Seal Redemption. So I got about halfway through Cowboy Seal Redemption, and this is already going so much better than the previous two. I am in love with their relationship. It's like a slow burn, and he's got baggage, and she's got baggage. And like I said in the synopsis, there is a bit of a fake dating trope, but I'm just like, oh, I am in love with these. I thought after the first two weren't that great or anything to write home about. I was like, well, maybe I don't like adult romance. Like, maybe that's just not my thing. But then I have this, and oh my God, I love Jack and Rose. And it's so funny because they make Titanic references a bunch, and I was like, that's really funny because the main characters are named Jack and Rose, you know, like Titanic. And I'm just like, oh my God, I love this book. I read about halfway through. I was planning on reading more tonight, but my eyes were getting kind of tired, so I kind of stepped away from reading, and I was writing, and then I tried to go back to reading, and I'm like, nah, I've lost it. Can't do it. So I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow. I could listen to the audiobook. It is on Scribd, but I worry for when we get to the sex scenes, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be some in here. And I don't really like listening to smut on audio because it just feels like really awkward, and I get like kind of like secondhand embarrassment. It's complicated. So yeah, that is my update for tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So I just finished Cowboy Seal Redemption, and oh my God, I'm so in love. I loved this book. It knocked it out of the park. I am in love with Jack and Rose. I really want to grab, I think, what's the first one called? I think it's called like Cowboy Seal Homecoming, which is about Alex. And then there's Cowboy Seal Christmas, which is about Gabe. So it's kind of like each one follows. They're kind of standalones, and you don't have to read the other ones, but I definitely will because I loved them. I might have to actually look into reading more books like this. Wow, I'm surprised I actually like this. I would say, since we're doing the whole comparison to Top Gun characters, I definitely say Jack is a cross between maybe Rooster and Bob. So Bob with the whole sweet and shy demeanor, and then Rooster, how, you know, he's kind of cocky. Pretty sure that's how he got his call sign. We'll never know unless Miles decides to tell us why he picked that for his character. So yeah, I loved Cowboy Seal Redemption. We are 3 books down, 1 book to go. I'm going to start reading One Unforgettable Kiss, and I will check in with you later. We're almost at the end of this readathon, so let's see if I can get these done before tomorrow. everyone, it is now Monday. It is the last day of my reading vlog. I realized that when I went to bed last night, I didn't update you. I got about a third of the way or a fourth of the way into this book, into One Unforgettable Kiss, and I'm not really liking it all that much. I think it's just because like it's very insta-lovey to me. Like the main love interest meets him and then like that very night like she has a wet dream about him. I was like, I get that, you know, some people are like automatically attracted to each other, but I think it may just be because I loved Cowboy Still Redemption and that was like a slow burn, which I think I prefer in my romance books. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down, try to read as much of this as possible, go have dinner, and then finish it later on tonight. So I will definitely try to check in with you later. So I just finished One Unforgettable Kiss, and unfortunately, I think I'm gonna give it a 3-star. It was fine. I didn't love it as much as the other ones. I'm unsure of which aviator to assign Garrick to. I kind of want to say Hangman because he's kind of cocky and like he knows he's attractive and he knows that women love him and stuff like that. But then I also want to give, I don't know, I think either Hangman or Coyote, or we can just mesh those two together. Because I feel like Coyote's kind of the same way. I mean, we don't really get to see a lot of his personality. He's not like a very well-developed character, but Coyote and Hangman are like wingmen and they're best friends. So I'm just going to merge them together into one person, kind of like how I did with Jack. I merged Rooster and Bob together for that one. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm kind of tired, so I don't think I'm going to film the conclusion to this video until tomorrow. So I will just see you guys tomorrow. So that's the end of the reading vlog. We're going to go over what I read, and I'm going to tell you the star rating in case you've forgotten and which aviator I would assign the main character to. So the first book I read was Top Gun Dad by Anne Defee. I gave this a 3-star because it was just like, it was okay. It was a fluffy, like clean romance. So no cursing, no sex or anything like that, which I didn't really mind. I don't really need that in my books for them to be good. But yeah, it was just okay. The main character, Chad, I would definitely say if Iceman, also known as Tom Kazansky, Admiral Kazansky, if he's your guy, you definitely want to read this. The next book I read was Flyboy by Sophia Summers. I gave this a 3 again because it just wasn't, it was good, but it was just, I didn't really have a lot to rant about or anything. I would say that the main character, Colton, is definitely Maverick. So if Maverick's your guy, definitely read this one. And then we have my favorite book out of all of these, Cowboy Seal Redemption by Nicole Helm. I'm definitely going to pick up Cowboy Seal Homecoming, which is about Alex, and Cowboy Seal Christmas, which is about Gabe. I don't know when. I think I might want to do another one of these videos next year and read like Christmas romances and stuff like that. The main character, Jack, I said is a mix between Rooster and Bob. I would say Rooster and Bob because Rooster is very cocky and he's also damaged. He has some baggage like Jack does, but then he's also really shy like Bob. So if Rooster or Bob are your guys, definitely pick up this. And then the last one I read was Unforgettable Kiss by A.C. Arthur. Again, I just gave this a 3. I just felt like it was like too insta-lovey. And the main character, Garrick, I would definitely peg him as a Hangman type, but I merged him with Coyote because I feel like Coyote might have the kind of like the softer side. Again, we don't really get to see a lot of Coyote, but him and Hangman are wingmen, and I feel like you kind of have to be a certain kind of person to put up with Hangman as your best friend and your wingman. So yeah, that's why I chose Hangman and Coyote for Garrick. So if those two are your type, you can pick up this. So that's the end of the reading vlog. I know this has been kind of boring. I didn't really vlog my life because that's not really how my reading vlogs are. I kind of just tell you about what I'm reading and update you on my thoughts. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any more if you have any recommendations or anything like that, or your thoughts, or if you want me to do this again with like a different type of TBR or challenge. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye!